Mazda started to make fun cars. X3 with specific engines. It's slower. Fit about it. Here. It looks amazing. It does look nice, eh? What do you think? Hello guys, welcome back. What if it comes a day when you decide that you need a new car? Or maybe your wife needs a new car. Or maybe you need as a second car. Your family needs a second car. But at the same time, you're living in a city where the parking is the problem. You need all the time to think where to go, how to go, where to park the car. So in this case, I have a solution, but in case you don't like the small cars like Toyota Vitz, Toyota Aqua, and at the same time the Mazda Demio, I have this solution. The Mazda CX3 is the best choice in case you are looking for an SUV, actually a more high hatchback, or as I say, a small compact SUV. Voila, welcome it. In this review, what to expect, we'll be taking a closer look at this compact crossover that has been turning heads and steering hearts. From its sleek and stylish design to its impressive performance and features, the Mazda CX3 promises to be a thrilling experience. But don't just me my word for it. Stick around as we put this little beauty through its paces and find out if it lives up to the hype. So let's go. Of course, the first thing that we start with the engine, because the engine side is very interesting. This is a Sky Active diesel engine. This is a full diesel car that is also economical. And why we started the engine? Because there's a big difference between the European cars and the Japanese cars. This one is a Japanese car. In Japan, you could buy Mazda CX3 with specific engines like 1.5 petrol with 111 horsepower, 1.8 liters diesel with 116 horsepower, another 1.8 liters with 130 horsepower. So 1.8 diesel for 130 horsepower and 2-liter diesel for 150 horsepower. What's interesting, the first generation of this car was coming with 1.5 diesel engines, but that diesel engines were somehow with issues, specifically with the EGR. A lot of cars were coming for additional repairs, changes, etc. In Europe, they have actually the same car engines, but with a little bit of difference. The diesel cars are coming with 1.5 diesel engine with 115 horsepower, and you have another 2 petrol engines with 2 liters of 121 horsepower and 2 liters of 150 horsepower. So I suppose in Europe they're still using the same engine that was not anymore or it's not anymore used in Japan. But taking consideration that in Europe the new engine with 150 horsepower, and I suppose as well in Japan, they start producing it and rolling out for everyone else in 2024. So basically with the new models you're gonna have this amazing, or the next one, 2 liters, 150 horsepower. They should be very, very fast. In rest, there are no questions to this engine. As a diesel engine, you need to take it out at least once a week with faster speed on the highway, basically to have it clean itself, to clean the EGR, etc. In case not, just go on some specific roads, drive for 15 minutes with a lower gear, and the EGR will start the completion and will clean itself without issues. The only, I think, question that I have for this car, it's about the control module, or basically the head of the car. It's here, right under the bonnet. Yes, I understand from one side that everything is closed properly, and even if you wash somehow this area, there will be no problems, but still, they could find really a different or better spot for it. What do you think about it? But the way the car looks, you cannot have anything to say, because in nowadays Mazda up the game. They basically reach the same, or okay, I'm not gonna say that, but are very close to what the German cars do in the term of design. I don't know what happened there in their design office, but one day somebody said like, hey, let's start building and making a beautiful car. So when you see this LED light with daytime running lights, like looking so aggressive, would you like, don't you want to buy it? Don't you want to have such a car? You have the fog lights, you have the parktronics basically in front too, just to be sure that you're not hitting something when you're getting in front. The grille that is, actually it's not small, but in the same time it's not big. But I suppose, and I do suppose, in the next generation of Mazda, this grille will go far more bigger. And a big example will be the Mazda CX3 The grille is far more bigger than the usual one. So, what exactly shouldn't you like in this car, especially when you have a pearl color like this that is shining in the sun? What comes for the side? The side, it looks amazing. And not the fact that I'm the owner of this car, but still, the side looks amazing. If to compare, by example, there's a saying that Mazda CX-30 looks very similar to a Ferrari, and I'll show you right away what exactly you see there. So I suppose that's why they're saying, because indeed there is a very similar thing. These lines that goes like this, you know, like it's worry, but in the same time how to make a car look more aggressive or more off-roady. In our case, we have these plastic bumps that are on this side going down and going here. Basically, it's showing, or at least it's making the car to look that is far more higher than usually it is. If you want comfort, you have the 16-inch wheels. Yes, of course, you could go for higher. There are models, higher end models, that will go for 17 and 18 even inches wheels. Here, 16, I think it's more than enough. It helps with the consumption. I forgot to tell you there. The consumption is around 6.56 liters. So I suppose this is why as well, because of these wheels that are very comfortable and are eating the road like without issues. So would you say that the car looks amazing? Apart from that, you have the side mirrors that close automatically. You have as well the button to open and close the door. Yes, it's not made as in our cars, by example, BSA, BMW, or Mercedes, when you just put your hand on it, open. Even Toyota have that. You put your hand and open. Here you need to press the button. Let's say like this. If you want to open, you press the button. Maybe it's more practical. Not sure about that. I don't like a lot this thing, but okay. Let's suppose I don't want to close it. I can press the button, I could close it. But if I go away from the car, you see? Car show that I'm far away, and it closed by itself. The distance is far more smaller than it was with the Renault Megane, because there I should go far. And here I don't need to press any button. You see, it's not open. Only pressing the button, it open again. It comes for the back. I'm more than sure that you'll agree with me that it looks really aggressive. It really looks nice. You have this wonderful shape. You have the LED tailgate lights. Of course, you have the CX3 and you have the Skyactiv engine D, that means diesel. But the difference with the previous series, or the first series of CX3 and the current CX3 Diesel, is the fact that here you don't see anymore the red color. With the previous one, you have a red D color that simply or inform you that it's diesel. Here you don't have it anymore. Apart from that, you have this big plastic, like it's kind of like this size from the main body. So I suppose in case you hit the plastic or the bumper, it's not a big deal. You have Parktronics here and as well on the top, just to be sure that you're not hitting anything. And voila. The only problem that I have with Mazda, apart from the thing, it's nice, you have two exhausts here, but under the exhaust pipes are connected to take a look. This is the lowest part of the car. So when you're driving, this thing is far more lower than the other part of the body. So basically the exhaust system, I don't know why Mazda did it like this, but all the Mazda cars have this issue. The exhaust system is lower to the ground than other part of the body. So it's far more easier to hit it somewhere on off-road or not even road. So now you understand why I'm pissed off about what they did with the exhaust system. I suppose all Mazda owners should be pissed about that. Mazda, what are you doing? Why your exhaust system is so low? It's lower than other part of the body. You really easily can hit it by a side road or something like that. Just think about it. Maybe you could change something in your design. Have you ever thought how the sound of the engine is? Just listen. Of course, another minus that basically, that's why I said if you want or you need city car, it's the trunk. The trunk, actually, it's not so big. It's only 350 liters. In our case, here is not exactly the full trunk. Here it's only the upper part of it that is protected by this cover. In case you have something there, nobody will see it what you have. And as well, you have the undercover that you have the remaining half of the trunk. Sorry for not showing it. There's a lot of things for the seat, for the kids, etc. So basically, it's I keep everything there under. It's easy. Yeah, of course, if you need more space, you just take the cover up, you take everything from there and you put everything inside, and somehow it will fit far more things. But for a day-by-day life, this part should be more than enough, because all the thing that you need from time to time, you just hide them under the cover, and in the rest you just use this space for going to the shop, to buying new things. Like, it's just for that. Like, usually my wife is using it to store her shoes that she is changing when she's going to work. So I suppose that I think that came back to her after moving from Renault Megane to this car. But I'm still loving her. So to be more exact, basically what you could expect with the trunk, you could fit one big 24 kilograms bag. As well, you could fit a smaller bag, usually for the kids that, with the rollers, and two, like, basically backpacks, maybe three. Usually this is what on the upper side. In case you need the downside, of course, you could add another 20 kilograms or 24 kilograms bag, and the same thing as I told you before. So it's not big, but at the same time it's not small. If you're using it day-by-day life, theoretically it should be okay. If you're alone, definitely okay. If you're with your partner only, yes and no, something like that. If you have kids, it will be far more complicated, but still, it's not the end of the world. You could somehow manage to do it. So, my friends, next problem will be, what about the back seat? So, I drove in this car with the back seat, four grown-up adults. One was more than 190 centimeters. So in the end, here it was a little bit complicated because his, legs were spreading aside. But usually, right now I'm sitting right behind me. Yes, and right now I'm sitting properly, as you should be, and driving the car. So for me, for my height of 1 meter 85 centimeters, I still do have some 2 fingers left of space in front. But of course, I would recommend for you, before buying a car, find a local dealership or find someone who is selling such a car and get there and see if you fit, because sometimes what you see in the video and what's in reality could differ a lot. But based on my experience, there's plenty of space. Even off my head, take consideration that it's a little bit curved, I still have 1.5 finger, you know, sitting straight. I could go like this, but still, I could go a little bit in front, and voila, I'm very good with it. As well, your feet can go under the front seats. Amazing. Thank you very much, Mazda, for that. It's really, it helps a lot. In our cars, sometimes they don't have this, and it's a pain in the ass. From the passenger that is next to me as well, there's a lot of space in this specific completation or something like that. Here you have a bucket where you could put your things. In our case, it will be my kid's toy and kid sensitive advanced sun cream, because you know you need it all the time. Somehow here they forgot to do it, or they forgot to put this pocket. It seems like they decided that the passenger from this side, he really doesn't need it. In rest, you have, as I call them, trash bins on the right side and the left side, but they're not so big size, because here, by example, the thing that I bought before changing all the filters, etc., I bought something like this, like interior refresher, and unfortunately it didn't it fits here. So basically a small water bottle of half a liter, it will fit properly. In rest, everything it's like usually in our cars. It looks good. You have the light here, the xenon, so it's nothing new, but at the same time everything is very good. SRS airbags on the sides. In the front you have airbags, so basically you're protected. Maybe the only thing that the window doesn't go till the end. It just stops somewhere here. Not sure why they're doing it, but I suppose because of the way of how the door itself is made. So I suppose that's the issue, but still, it's okay. It's okay. Let's go in front. But I cannot go outside because that's a kid lock. Okay. And as well, on this side, basically, I had 2 kids and 1 adult in the same time sitting here. For an adult, it's a pain in the ass, but still, it's possible to do it in case you really need it. So what comes for the interior? You have the standard Mazda wheel with the lever plastic, or let's put it this way, lever wheel. It's really nice to touch, and it's very ergonomical. It's half splitted because I don't have the cruise control, so I suppose I could do a retrofit about it. Here, it's just the main controls that you need. You have the 4 electrical windows, from which one is auto, real auto. The other one, you need to just to hold them to open or to close. Here you have like an aluminum, but it's plastic. This one, it's aluminum because it doesn't look like plastic. Here it's plastic. Here it's lever. It's nicer because you put your elbow there. Here you have plastic. Here you have the control. I don't have all 4 of them because here should be as well 360 degrees video, and as well I don't remember exactly what it should be. One thing I don't have them, but I have the iStop, which I could stop it. I have the lane assist as well to stop it, CSO off, etc. You have this nice vents from the air conditioning. They were not coming like this in the red things that we have AliExpress. Basically I bought and did the smallest retrofit possible that give an additional charm for the car. Do not this is BMW. I bought it from BMW for my previous car, but in the end it ended up here for nice smell for Mazda. You have this nice wheels that you basically control the air conditioning. You don't need to press. You don't have any sensor thing, so it's okay. Here, when you're getting in, basically to tell you what people are seated and exactly which one didn't put their seat belt. Here you have a very soft lever. This is lever. For example, this is lever. You see this nice cuts. Everything looks lever. It's cool. This one, it's a plastic. It's a hard plastic. Basically, you're sure that will not break in any case. So everything is plastic. On the other side, you have this wonderful seat that initially I was thinking that it would be uncomfortable, but in the long run, even the simple one, and this is the simple one, this is the material one, I don't have anything related to the leather. It's really comfortable. So for hot weather like this, for example, in Cyprus or any other countries where it's hot, I think it's better to buy something like this or something combined like Alcantara with the leather. Unfortunately, Mazda doesn't provide with ventilated seats. Otherwise, if you have ventilated seats, buy with the ventilated seats and leather. Then it's amazing. In case you don't have it, go for these seats. You're not gonna lose a lot of it. And the rest, you have the side mirror. In the back mirror, you can see, as you see here, you see everything. So it's not a problem to understand what's happening there in the back. Even if the side mirror, it's not so big. And the rest, you have the glove box. The glove box, as you see, it's not small. It's really not small. You could fit a lot of things here, including the papers. So I suppose for you to understand, like this, that's my hand, like this. That's a lot of space for the glove box, wouldn't you say? In case, as well, you have the Mazda controlled, I call it, multimedia system. You have the electronic parktronics. You have the gearbox. What about the multimedia? Of course, as you see, I can change it from here, but the multimedia, it's the standard one from Japan. Thanks God the car came with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and I'll show it to you in a second. Give me a second, I'll just connect it now. Like this. It was connected now. Supposedly, we wait. Unfortunately, it requires some time for this thing to start. As you can see, right away, everything is started and you can control from here your Apple CarPlay. It's convenient, it's nice, you don't have any questions about that. Let me go to this, by example, and let's put something like, actually I cannot put music here, unfortunately, but the sound is the standard one. You have them there, here, 2, 3, 4, and you have in the back 5 and 6. So it's plenty of space for you, or it's a plenty of music for you. It's more than enough. Actually, I'm not sure. Bose, it's far more better, of course. But as a standard car, if you want to make an economy of your money, etc., and you're looking what to do or better to spend them, I do suppose that the standard basic one like this, it will be far more than enough. So think about it when you're choosing a car. Decide by your budget, but this is what you see here. That's an amazing car. Apart from all this, you have a place where you can hold your sunglasses. You have side mirror here as well. Voila, you have a side mirror here. Hurrah! Usually, plenty of cars nowadays, they forgot, if it's a standard thing, they forgot to put here any glasses. So it's a good thing. Of course, you have the light that will turn on when you get in or out of the car. So I suppose it does look nice, eh? What do you think? It really does look nice. Even if the Euro NCAP rating was given in 2015, it's already considered expired, the Mazda CX3 is basically the same as the one from 2015. It just had reworking of how it looks. So the adult occupant at that time received 85%, child occupant 79%, and safety assist 64%, in pedestrian 84%. About the safety assist, only 64% is kind of strange. By taking consideration the car's heaviness of 1,200 kilograms, actually everything went quite well. For the offset of frontal impact, all the passengers had their critical body area well protected. All the readings indicated that good protection of the knees and femurs of both driver and the passengers. As well, the following Mazda showed that it doesn't matter what kind of passenger will be there or in what's the way he'll be standing, still the protection will be quite good, actually very good. What kind for the child occupant, because they're sitting usually in the back, you have two ISOFIX. If the kid was sitting in an ISOFIX with a baby safe base, in this case they received a very good marking. What about the other kids which stays in a normal car seat? In this case they received an adequate marking. So I suppose that's the last point that basically I remain to tell you about. It's about driving. If to come about the driving, the car, it's very easy to drive. It's very responsive, it's fast going. Supposedly I was expecting for 1.8 liters to not be so fast going, but imagine that it is. So I cut the music down just not to have a problem with the copyrights of the YouTube. So we go back. Woohoo! So the car is very responsive, even if it's small. For example, you're going to right, left. You see what's the direction? I'm not sure. Do you see it in the video? Like check on my. Okay, the seats are not sporty. Basically, it doesn't keep me on the spot. I'm moving, but still. That's the way of reaction. If you need to go fast, it goes fast. One way of be sure that the iStop doesn't spoil your fun, basically turn it off. You just keep a little bit the buttons and turn it off. And right away, right from the beginning, just press. Of course. What do you think? What do you think about this sound? 80? 90. Is it less than 10 seconds? I suppose. I'm thinking that. But for a car that is so economical, of 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers, and because of diesel, you have all the power right away. So I suppose it's a really good car. I'm not sure what exactly you need more. Yeah, of course, there are cars that are more fun, more interesting. You can do far more things than with this car in this case, in our case. But still, I think it's amazing the way how it drives, the way how it performs. For the city, zero problems. It's more than enough. You could drive even fast, or you could drive less fast. It's up to you. But still, it's more than enough for the city. On the highway, it's more than enough, because 120 kilometers per hour, the maximum that you can go. It's more than enough. In case, of course, you need to, I would prefer to have a cruise control. You don't have it. I don't have it here. Usually some other cars with other trims, they have it. I wasn't lucky so enough, but still, it is like that. So in rest, you have a 6-speed gearbox that you can make it manual. In this case, you don't have the flags here to change the speeds, but still, you can use your hand. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a really good gearbox. The engine maximum rev is 5,000 RPM. It's not even 6. It's still. And you don't have a limiter of how far you can go. Actually, the maximum speed of this car it's 180, but as you understand, it is limited electronically. This car can go faster, and even faster if it's necessary. Believe me, it can go fast. This car, it's not a pity that will start crying somewhere in a corner. It's really a good car. So, if until now, after seeing all these things, what's happening inside, outside, around, in the trunk, with the engines, etc., you're still thinking about, should I buy this car or should I, shortlist it? Yes, you should shortlist it. You should buy this car because this car is fun. Mazda started to make cars, fun cars. I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but Mazda started to make fun cars. And I do own as well a BMW. Really, Mazda is a good car. You need a compact car, a small car, a city car, then this Mazda CX3 is your better choice. So my friends, I hope really that you like this review. that you are welcoming me back to the YouTube channel, because I'm back and forth. The new videos are coming. And see you on the next one. Thank you for staying with me. Share your thoughts, comments, and let's get together.